Hey folks, in this video I'm going to walk you through how you can integrate Galileo with the Recipe Chatbot from the AI Evals course. Now Galileo is an end-to-end evaluation engineering platform. So it has things like evaluations, observability, monitoring and real-time guardrails. And you can power these by the LLM of your choice or by Luna, our low-cost, low-latency evaluation small language model. Now this video and all this content is maintained and created by Galileo. So any questions about this, you can reach out to us on our discourse, community.galileo.ai, or jump into the Discord for this course and we'll be hanging out in there and we can help out. And you can also learn more about Galileo in our documentation. So we've got quite extensive documentation available that teach you everything you need to know about integrating Galileo into your eval engineering lifecycle. Okay, so let's get started. First thing you need to do is actually sign up for a Galileo account. You need to make sure you have an account with us and get an API key. So if you head to Galileo, so fill in some account details, create a new email address, sign up. Going to do the usual semi-verification email. There we go. When you first time sign up for Galileo, you need to create an organization. That's kind of a shared workspace for you and anyone in your team. I'm just going to call this Recipe Chatbot. Yeah, skip all the stuff there. I want to trace and evaluate agents from code, and there's my API key. So I'm just going to grab my API key, and then I'm just going to skip this all later. So now I've got my API key. I need to add it to the .env file. There's three values I need to add to the .env file. Obviously my API key, but then I also need to add my project and logstream. Now project basically maps one-to-one with an AI application. So the Recipe Chatbot will be a project. If I started on another chatbot, that would be a separate project. So one project, kind of one application that you're managing. And then each project is made up of multiple log streams. And these are the places that you actually log out traces and observability data to. And one project has as many log streams as you want, and log streams typically map to the environment that you're running from. So you might have one or more development log streams, a staging environment log stream, a production log stream. Maybe you have multiple production log streams if you're A/B testing, things like that. So a log stream allows you to kind of isolate the observability data from different deployments and different versions of your application. Now in your .env file, you can use whatever name you want for project and log stream. If they don't exist, they'll be created for you. So I've got my API key in here. I've got a project called AI Evals course and my recipe bot. I say these will be created for me as soon as I start logging. Cool, that's the setup. Now we need to add the Galileo package to the project. UV add Galileo. There we go. And now we can start integrating Galileo into the application code. Now Galileo has this concept of sessions. And a session is essentially one continuous end-to-end session that a user would have with a chatbot, like a multi-turn conversation. So as a user, if I spin up a chatbot like this recipe chat, ask a question, ask a follow-up question, ask a follow-up question, that is one session. If I reload the page and start all over again, that'll be a new session. A different user would be a new session. And then in those sessions, we have the concept of traces, and a trace is one input-output cycle. So one turn in that conversation. And that includes everything from the message, the prompt from the user, and then all the way through the system, whether it's agents, multi-agent calls, tools, RAG, LLM calls, whatever, all those different components, and then the final response that comes back from that one single input, that is a trace. So one session contains multiple traces. Now inside a trace, you have what's called spans, and a span maps to an action that's happening. An LLM call, a RAG call, an agent call, a tool call, and a span can contain multiple other spans. So one agent might contain an LLM call, a tool call, and so on. They're kind of like the smallest atomic pieces. So you end up with one session contains one or more traces, and a trace contains one or more spans. Now, what we're going to do to start with is set up the sessions and traces. So in the main file, I'm just going to do some Galileo imports. Do those at the top of the file here. And then also need to make sure we have the environment variables loaded because we need these for Galileo. So I'll just drop this at the start of the main file. Then in our index function, the index function is what's run when you load the page for the first time. So every time you load the page or you refresh the page, this index function is run. This returns the HTML. What I'm going to do here is I'm just going to drop in some code to manage the session. So every time you refresh the page, we grab the current time and we use that to create a named session. Recipe Chatbot time. We've also got a little bit of logging here that will log out the URL of the log stream and project that we're actually using. So it's kind of just helps us kind of navigate very quickly to the project. And then next thing to do we need to think about traces. So we've got our session. Every time the page is loaded, it's every time a full conversation. And then every time I send a message to and from the LLM, I want to set up a trace. So the first thing I'm going to do in this chat endpoint, this is the function that's called when you submit a message. I'm going to grab the Galileo logger and start a trace using the message from the user. So the input to the trace is the message from the user. And then right at the end of this function, just before we return the response, I'm going to end the trace with the final output. This is the message that's going to get shown to the user, and then just flush it to make sure this actually goes to Galileo. We don't flush every single message. We kind of batch things up to make things more optimal. So I'm just going to flush to make sure it's sent at the end of the trace. And that manages my session and traces for me. Finally, I now need to log the LLM calls. So actually get information about what goes to the LLM, what comes back, and we can track other information like the latency, how long it took, number of tokens, what model we were using, stuff like that. So I'm just going to add some imports to the utils.py. Got our imports there. In the get agent response, so this is the function that actually calls the LLM. Just before we call the LLM, I'm going to grab the current timestamp. So I'm going to use this for timing the latency of the LLM call. And then once I've got the response, I'm going to log this as an LLM span. So in here, after we've got the response back, I'm grabbing the logger and I'm adding an LLM span to the trace. The input to this is the list of messages that came in, multi-step messages. The output is the response. I'm logging the model name, the duration, using the time we captured before, and then the number of input, output, and the total number of tokens that goes through. And that's kind of everything I need to log to Galileo. So if I now run this, okay, chatbot's launched here. I will go and launch the chatbot. And you see it's actually spat out the project URL and the logstream URL. So let's just grab this, open this up. And we have one session. This is the session. The recipe chatbot with today's date. Nothing's happened. There's no trace because I haven't started a conversation. So I can go in here and say, what is a good snack for a Galileo themed party? There we go. It's got Starry Sky cheese crisps. Okay. So now if I go back to Galileo, refresh this page, the session now has a trace. What is a good snack for Galileo themed party? And then here's the output, Starry Sky cheese crisps. And I can navigate into this. This is our session, multi-turn conversation, our trace. And this is our LLM span. So this is what we called the LLM. And it took 9.4 seconds, 120 tokens went in, 477 came out. Estimated cost based off the model and the published cost of the model. There's our observability data. Now, if I follow up with another question, such as, I don't like cheese. Completely untrue. I love cheese. But do that for the purpose of demonstration here. Okay, it's now giving me Cosmic Cinnamon Sugar Star Cookies. Go back to Galileo, refresh this. We're still in the same session, so it's still that same back and forth conversation, but now we have two traces. One trace asking for the snack, the next trace with the follow-up question. At the top level chatbot, I can see the entire interaction, and I can see each individual trace and each individual LM call. So for example here, first LM call, input tokens 120, total 596. Now our input tokens is 608 because we're sending the first message, the response, second message. So we can see the number of tokens grow. And that's how we set up observability data inside Galileo. So now we can start using Galileo as an LLM-as-a-judge. So if you various states through our homework, we actually start running LLM-as-a-judge, and we can do all that inside Galileo. Now, the first thing I need to do is actually set up an integration with an LLM. I need an LLM as a judge, so I need to connect to an LLM. So inside Galileo, I can go to integrations. I'm using OpenAI, so come here, add integration, drop in my API token, save that, and now I've got OpenAI configured for LLM as a judge. The next thing I can do is I can actually use a custom metric. So I can use that and I can test this in our application. Go into Galileo, go to Metrics Hub, create metric, LLM-as-a-judge. This is a dietary requirements metric. I can choose which model I'm going to run this against. Let's use GPT-5 Mini. I can choose what to apply it to, whether I want to apply it to individual spans, traces, sessions. This I'm going to apply to an entire trace because I want to make sure that this is covering the entire input, the request, in case the input defines the dietary requirements, and then the response coming back. You have to return Boolean, true or false, is whether it's a dietary requirement issue. I'm going to turn on step-by-step reasoning. This kind of chain of thoughts explanations. This allows Galileo to explain why something passes or fails a metric. I'm going to choose 3 judges just for now. And then finally, to enter my metric prompt, drop that in here. This is the metric prompt for dietary restrictions, and then create this metric. And now I can label this metric for my log stream. So if I go back into here to my log stream, configure metrics, dietary requirements metric. And I actually go back and actually apply this to what we had before. So here we go. That's now going to go back and at each trace level calculate the dietary requirements metric. There you go, this one's calculated already. And it says 100% chance of fitting the metrics criteria. This is a Boolean metric, but the reason there's a numeric score is because we have 3 judges. So the score is either going to be 0, 33, 66, or 100, depending on how many judges agree. And this is saying that, yep, 100% chance, let's make this bigger, 100% chance of fitting the metrics criteria. The user's only stage restriction is I don't like cheese. I check the recipe ingredients instructions for any form of cheese, shredded, grated, cream cheese, parmesan, etc. The ingredients list contains flour, sugar, cinnamon, baking powder, unsalted butter, with an explicit alternative for coconut oil, so in case it's a dairy issue, milk, any kind, vanilla, salt, cinnamon, sugar. No cheese is present, so there we go. If the user actually meant no dairy or vegan, the coconut oil and plant milk alternatives would need to be used, and the butter should be replaced. Given the explicit request, the recipe adheres to avoiding cheese. So there we go. That's running LLM as a judge. And that is how you configure Galileo to work with the Recipe Chatbot.